So I'm on the second day. I've done about 2 hours in the working phase. As you remember, I've done myself a matrix. I've got myself a sort of list of qualities, stroke standards that are going to help me critique. And I have definitely decided now I'm going to look at these 5 things. I've got 2,000 words. I'm going to look at these. But roughly, I think it's going to look something like this. I reckon each of those sections is going to be about. Technically, I've got 400 words this each, but I'm going to be about. I'm going to give 300, 300, 300, 300, and then 300, which leaves me a few hundred for introduction and some sort of conclusion. So that's near enough. But now that I'm going to start scaffolding in the next hour or so, I'm not looking to necessarily separate these per se. I'm going to try and be really clever and show how they link in one way or another. That also demonstrates analysis. It shows a confidence and but certainly in these early stages of the working phase, the first part being locating my 10 fingers, and now the second part being sorting out a scaffolding, that's certainly where I'm at. So I'm going to get cracking on that, and that'll bring me up to about 3 hours work in the working phase. Okay, me sorting out my little matrixy thing there and working out what it is I'm going to do and going through those 10 bits and bobs, and also having a look through some of these thingies. It's been about 5 hours, so remember 7 hours on the orientation phase. I'm now on to about 4, maybe 5 hours with the working phase. So far, what I've done, 12, maybe 13 hours, lucky for some, already. And you'll see where I'm at now. So I'm going to see if this works. Yes, can you see that? I think so. So without further ado, what am I doing for? This is draft 1. I'm going to have a title. I'm going to leave that to the end. I'm thinking about having an abstract just so it replicates and mirrors the original, which is but I might not. As you can see, it's all going to be down to words. I've got 2,000 words, but even if I had 3,000 words or 4, I'd still have to be concise and to the point. This is about being a good editor, but as you can see, it's a draft at the moment. In that first part, or in the abstract or in the introduction, I'm trying to do at least 3 things. I'm going to say, I'm going to tell the reader straight off the article, and you'll see there what I've done. I've done it in full. I've given it in full because I don't want the reader to have to overwork. I want them to be impressed and compare my work to anyone else's and go, oh, this is a much better assignment. Let me give it more works. But so I'm going to reference the whole lot. Then I'm going to say about a critiquing tool, which is there. But I'm not going to leave it at just one. I'm going to ref more. I'm going to really go to town and show the marker that I'm the dude. And then I'm doing some signposting there. I'm going the aims and sampling. Well, basically, I'm going to be listing my 5 aims there. So, anyway, without further ado, so working aims. I haven't done them as of yet. I intend to, and that's the point. This will give the reader the feeling that I have a plan, even if I haven't, and it will make them feel safe. So my aims will be probably, once I've worked out what it is I have done, I'll go back to them and I'll refill them in. But you can see I've done that in full. Blah 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 blah. You can see how spacey it is. This is how a draft 1 looks for me. Then there's my 5 things. I'm going to introduce them. But the main thing with the introduction is that I'm going to try and get the reader engaged. I'm going to give them the briefest of definitions and just and be critique friendly, I guess. But so that's where it says work towards signposting the reader. Now what I've done is clever, because I've only got 2,000 words, but even so I'm trying to demonstrate even more analysis. What I've done is had to join some of my gizmo together, and I've done them in such a way so they seem to make sense. And then what you'll start to notice, as I'll quickly flick through now, is that I'm going to have about 3 or 4 of these because I've joined them together. And for each one, I'm going to have at least two paragraphs. The first paragraph is going to sort of be my critique, as previously noted, the issue, this, that, and the other, doobie. And then there's a second paragraph. In light of this critique, one might be left wishing they had followed up the work of blah, blah, blah. And I'm not pulling any punches. I'm going to demonstrate to the marker that I am in the mix. I have an opinion. If you notice where the cursor's flashing at the moment, you'll see at the top. Therefore, the accuracy is not in doubt, nor the clarity of logic, but the author is left wondering this, that, and the other. So I'm really going to town. You'll notice some more words as well. So if relevance is one thing, then precision and significance are closely linked. And what I'm doing there is linking this paragraph to that paragraph and helping the reader through. And right at the end, I've said, which brings the author full circle back to this idea of logicalness. This is logicalness. So I start with one thing and I finish with another. My conclusion, of course I haven't done it yet, is what is the difference or what is new as a result of my critique. And then I'm going to leave 3 sound bites, which will become my title, more than likely. Anyway, I'm assuming you can pause this at any time and have a look at the work as you go along. You notice with my references, I'm going to do them as I go along, and all I've simply done is tag them in, and it really helps the reader and it looks cared for. And there's the data extraction tool, and I'm going to do this, that, and the other. So, without further ado, you can sort of see that's where I'm at. There's, funny enough, how many words is that? I don't know if you can see that. 628 words. Take off a couple of references. So you can see already, draft 1, I'm a quarter done. It's not about the word count. This is no ordinary beer. This is the beer I should have opened about 3 hours ago. But I've been doing bloody draft 1. I sympathise, guys. Oh, cheers.